Meanwhile, tensions have escalated between China and the Philippines after the Philippines alleged that China's Coast Guard engaged in risky maneuvers, resulting in a collision between a Philippine Coast Guard ship and a Chinese vessel during a resupply mission for Philippine troops in the South China Sea. China's Coast Guard responded to the allegations, saying it took professional and restrained, reasonable and lawful actions against Philippine vessels that unlawfully entered waters near the Second Thomas Shoal, a contested atoll in the South China Sea. Well, United States stands by the Philippines following provocative actions by China in the South China Sea, the U.S. State Department said on Tuesday. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said the United States stands with Philippine allies in the face of dangerous and unlawful actions after Manila's South China Sea Task Force said Philippine vessels were harassed and blocked by Chinese maritime militia and Coast Guard ships on Tuesday. And India correspondent Neha Punia joins us from Hong Kong for more on this. Well, Neha, this is not the first time that China and the Philippines have faced off in this disputed region. What's the latest?
That's right. We've seen similar instances in the last few months as well, but in the latest confrontation, the Philippines is saying that 4 of its crew members sustained minor injuries when 2 Chinese Coast Guard vessels collided with its vessels, water cannoned them, and that move, it says, shattered a windshield. The Philippines is maintaining that this vessel that was attacked along with one more that collided with a Chinese Coast Guard vessel was on a routine resupply mission when this confrontation took place. Remember, the Philippines has troops stationed on a grounded Navy vessel in the Spratly Islands. This is a contested region in the South China Sea, which both countries stake claim to. But China has, of course, denied those allegations of harassment and threats being issued through these moves. It says it was forced to take control measures after a Philippines vessel, quote-unquote, illegally intruded into disputed waters. It's also claiming that this vessel was not on a routine resupply mission, but was instead carrying construction and building materials to that disputed region, a charge the Philippines has denied.
All right. Also, this latest incident comes even as ASEAN countries are meeting in Australia, where there's been talk of finding ways to counter China's actions in the region.
That's right. We're seeing a gathering of leaders from the ASEAN bloc in Australia as they mark 50 years of engagement with that country. But a lot of the focus in this week's summit has been on ways to find methods and measures to keep the Indo-Pacific free and open. It's a terminology we've also heard Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi use repeatedly when he talks about maritime security concerns in the region. But what we saw this week was Australia offering to extend $40 million in aid to ASEAN nations to help figure out maritime security concerns. This is believed to be funding that will be used by this bloc to counter China's actions in the region. It also comes after the president of the Philippines told Australian lawmakers earlier in the week that his country would not yield a square inch in the South China Sea. A reference, experts say, was made towards China's actions there. Now, this is a region that sees a tremendous amount of global trade pass through it. It is a region that China stakes full claim to, despite legal experts saying there's no basis to that. It's also cutting into economic zones belonging to countries like the Philippines, Malaysia, and Vietnam, and also impacts countries like India and Australia, who also have a bulk of their trade passing through the South China Sea. But experts are also calling for abundant caution at a time like this, saying this conflict or this confrontation should not spread further.
All right, Neha, thank you so much for that information from there.